Transportation can be defined as the movement of any substance from one place to another. Transportation is necessary because water and nutrients required for metabolic activities needs to be transported to various parts in both plants and animals. Transportation in animals takes place with the help of circulatory system. Circulatory system is responsible for transport of various substances in human beings. Circulatory system is a closed system consisting of a network of blood, blood vessels, heart and lymph. This network supplies the tissues in our body with oxygen and other nutrients. It transports hormones and removes unnecessary waste products. Blood plays the major role of a carrier for all the substances that need to be circulated within the body. Heart is a muscular organ made of specialized cardiac muscle tissue that allows it to act as a pump within the circulatory system. Heart pumps blood to all parts of the body and brings the blood back to heart for purification. The human heart has 4 chambers: right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle and left ventricle. The auricles receive blood and the ventricles pumps the blood. The human circulatory system has many circuits or pathways like pulmonary circuit, the systemic circuit and the coronary circuit. Pulmonary circuit provides blood flow between the heart and the lungs. The systemic circuit allows the blood to flow to and from the rest of the body. The coronary circuit provides blood only to the heart. Though other animals possess a heart, the way of their circulatory system is quite different from humans. Human circulatory system is more evolved compared to other organisms. The way in which blood flows in human beings is unique. The blood circulates through the heart twice, hence it is known as double circulation. Other animals like fishes have single circulation, where blood completes a circuit through the entire animal only once. The main advantage of double circulation is that every tissue in the body has a steady supply of oxygenated blood and it does not get mixed with the deoxygenated blood. Blood. Blood is a connective tissue. It is made up of blood cells, plasma, proteins and other minerals. Plasma is the fluid content of blood. 90% of the blood is made up of plasma. Various types of cells such as red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets float in the plasma. They constitute a solid part of the blood. Red blood cells or RBC, also known as erythrocytes, are responsible for transporting oxygen to the entire body. They contain a protein called hemoglobin, which has a high affinity for oxygen. White blood cells or WBC, also known as leukocytes, are a part of body's defense mechanism. They help in fighting against foreign pathogens and building up of the immunity. Platelets are also known as thrombocytes. They help in the clotting of blood during an injury so that excess blood does not flow out of the body. Blood vessels. Blood from the heart is pumped throughout the body using blood vessels. Blood vessels are tube-like structures through which blood flows. There are primarily 2 types of blood vessels. They are arteries and veins. Arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the other organs of the body. Blood flows in arteries at a great pressure. This is why arteries have thick and elastic walls. They are located deep below the skin. Veins are responsible for carrying deoxygenated blood from cells of the body back to the heart. They are present near the surface of the skin. The pressure of blood flowing through veins is lesser compared to blood flowing through arteries. There are valves at some points to regulate the blood flow, which ensures the movement of blood in one direction. Lymph. The human circulatory system consists of another body fluid called lymph. It is produced by the lymphatic system, which comprises a network of interconnected organs, nodes and ducts. Lymph is a colorless fluid consisting of salts, proteins, water, which transport and circulates digested food and absorbs fat into intercellular spaces in the tissues. Unlike the circulatory system, lymph is not pumped. Instead, it passively flows through a network of vessels. Lymph drains into lymphatic capillaries, which join to form large lymph vessels which further open into larger veins. Now we learn about the process of circulation. The right and left sides of the heart work together, which results in the blood flow. In lungs, alveoli are richly supplied with blood vessels. Here the oxygen moves from the lungs to blood. At first, atrial contraction takes place. The deoxygenated blood first enters the right atrium. The blood then flows through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. When the heart beats, the ventricle pushes blood through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery carries blood to the lungs where it picks up oxygen and then leaves the lungs to return to the heart through the pulmonary vein. The oxygenated blood enters the left atrium, then descends through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. The left ventricle then pumps blood through the aortic valves and into the aorta, the artery that feeds the rest of the body through a system of blood vessels. Blood returns to the heart from the body via two large blood vessels called superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. This blood carries little oxygen as it is returning from the body where oxygen was used. The vena cavas pump blood into the right atrium and the cycle of oxygenation and transport begins all over again. Carbon dioxide formed as a product of respiration by the cells returns back to the heart. The carbon dioxide rich blood enters the right atrium. As it relaxes, it is pushed into the right ventricle. The pulmonary artery takes this deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. Again, an exchange of gas takes place and the carbon dioxide moves out of the blood into the lungs, after which it is exhaled through the nose. Transportation in plants. Transport system in plants is less elaborate because they are comparatively less active and they require less supply of materials from outside. Plant transport system will share the energy stored in leaves as a result of photosynthesis and raw materials absorbed from the soil. They require less energy needs compared to the living beings. In plants, during respiration, there is intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. They obtain gases from the atmosphere through roots, stomata in leaves, lenticels in woody stems. Exchange of gases between cell and the environment takes place by the process of diffusion. In plants, water and minerals are absorbed mainly from the soil and then transported upward through a specific vascular tissue called xylem. Organic food which is synthesized in green leaves and plant hormones are transported through special tissue called phloem. Transportation of water in plants. Xylem is made up of four kinds of cells: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. The transport of water is involved through three interconnected processes. First one is absorption of water and mineral. The water and minerals are absorbed by plants from the soil through the root hairs and root apex. There is a difference in concentration between soil solution and root hairs. Water molecules move from higher water potential to lower water potential and then to xylem vessels and tracheids. There is steady movement of water from soil to roots, roots to xylem vessels to tracheids, creating a column of water that is steadily pushed upwards. Upward movement of water and minerals. Movement of water and minerals is due to root pressure or transpirational pull. Root absorbs water and exerts a pressure which pushes the water upward. Transpiration. The loss of water in the form of vapors from the living tissue of stems and leaves is called transpiration. It occurs mainly by the process of diffusion through stomata. Transpiration helps in absorption and upward movement of water and minerals dissolved in it from roots to leaves in temperature regulation. Transport of food. Phloem helps in the transport of food in plants. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue that runs parallel with the xylem strands. Phloem is made up of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. The hormones, the soluble products required for growth and development are synthesized at shoot and root tip. They are transported to various parts of the plant with the help of phloem through a process called translocation. The movement of molecules in phloem is bidirectional. Energy is used from ATP molecules. Hence, we can conclude that respiratory and circulatory pathways help in the transport of materials and gases across the body. In the case of plants, xylem and phloem play a crucial role in transportation of substances across the plant.